If you've been searching for a brand new luxury home in one of Southern California's most exciting master plan communities, then this is the new construction home tour you do not want to miss. Welcome to Williams Ranch by Williams Homes in the hills of Santa Clarita, where you enter through a working vineyard, enjoy resort style amenities, and live minutes from all the shopping, dining, and lifestyle Valencia is known for. Today, we're stepping into the stunning Ridgeline Plan 13, a 4 bedroom, 3.5 bathroom, 3,141 square foot designer curated model home that shows off the very best Williams Ranch has to offer. From the soaring ceilings and open concept floor plan to the luxury finishes and seamless indoor outdoor living, this home is built for elevated California living. Let's take a look inside. You're going to love this one. Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. All right, so really excited for today's new construction home tour. So we're in Castaic, California. We've been here before. We're back at Williams Ranch, and these homes are built by Williams Homes. So this community, 497 home sites. They've sold over half of them right now. They have 7 quick move-in homes available that basically you can move into before the end of the year. So stay tuned to the end of this video. I'm going to go over some of the incentives that they're offering for those 7 quick move-in homes. For the rest, they're probably going to start building probably Q2, Q3 of 2026. But the model home that we're looking at right behind me, this is going to be the Plan 13 as part of the Ridgeline collection. So there are a total of 4 different collections and 15 floor plans overall. Basically the Plan 12, 13, 14, and 15 are part of the Ridgeline collection. Now the home behind me, that's 4 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, I should say 3.5 bathrooms, 3,141 square feet of living space. This is the largest single level home that's actually being offered here by Williams Homes at Williams Ranch. So we're going to get into a lot in this video. Can't wait to show this home to you. So let's turn around and start with the exterior. All right, so most new construction, or most master plan communities that are being built, you as the homeowner, you as the buyer, are going to be responsible to be able to landscape your front yard. It usually just comes to you blank. So here, you have the opportunity to let them do it. Now, it's just basically going to be drought-tolerant landscaping. Nothing fancy, but maybe it's something that you don't want to get going right away. Maybe you don't have the funds because you're focusing on the house and the backyard. And so maybe it's not your number one priority. So this is great because now you don't have to stress out about the HOA getting on your case. So this is something that I like a lot. So you're going to have your driveway over to the left. Now this looks like a standard 2-car garage, but we're going to show you inside once we get to the garage that you're actually going to have room for 3 cars in this garage. And then you're going to come over here along this walkway. This will take you to your yellow front door. Welcome inside the Plan 13, and the first thing you're going to see are your 10-foot ceilings. So the very first room that you will be able to see as you enter into this home is going to be this flex space. So perfect for a home office, a gym. Maybe you want to keep all of your kids' toys here. You could make it into a guest room, but most people are going to probably keep it as a room like this. Now, this is designer wallpaper, and as is the case with pretty much every builder, you will not even have the option to be able to do this. You would have to have your own contractor come out and do this after the close of escrow. Your walls are going to be given to you white and just drywall and paint and nothing else. So do keep that in mind. I do like the fact that you do have a double door entry right here. You have your luxury vinyl plank flooring right here in this home. And again, this is a single story home. So over to your left right here is going to be your first bedroom. So this is, I would say, your guest bedroom is what I would call this one. So this one is carpeted. They have designer carpeting. And then come on and over here, besides your walled closet, you are going to have this bathroom. It is a full bathroom. No, it is a 3/4 bathroom. And so take a look at the designer tile. It's interesting because I've actually used this exact tile on some of our remodels for some of our listings, so I'm very familiar with it, and it's a very popular look. So when you have this type of tile flooring, typically you're not going to have a lot of color or crazy designs in places such as the shower enclosure as well as your vanity, and that's no different here. So because you have all that color right there on your floor, so they have the white cabinetry with the nickel finishes right there on the cabinetry on your vanity, and then you have your gray quartz countertop. Now the gray is important here because as we open this up, you're going to see you have the designer gray tile that goes from top to bottom and actually into the shower enclosure itself, all the way down there on the floor. And then on both sides right here, you're going to see the designer tile right here. And this is actually enables you to kind of give that contrast of a gray. Now, these are all upgrades. If you're curious at how much this costs, definitely reach out. I would say most of the time when it comes to new construction home, we find that usually our clients end up spending about 15% of the actual sales price when it comes to structural design and electrical upgrades. That's usually the amount that a lot of our clients end up spending. All right, so this is your half bathroom. This is right off the first bedroom and the entry. I'm gonna spin around in a second and show that to you. You have your vanity, and yet again, you have your designer wallpaper. Now, I really like it a lot. Gives a lot more character than having plain white walls. But once again, a reminder, this is going to come to you with just paint and drywall. So this is the half bathroom towards the front of the house. And now as we spin around, you're going to be able to see that flex room that we started off with. And then here is the entry. So let's turn around for a moment. And as we walk down this large hallway right here, we're going to go past a bedroom and actually 2 bedrooms into this large great room. We'll show you those other bedrooms in a little bit. So again, this one, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 3,141 square feet. And as I mentioned outside on the exterior, this is the largest single-story home that they offer. And so considering the fact that they have 15 different floor plans to choose from, that is actually staying a lot. So here they have their double oven from Decor. You have your stainless steel refrigerator that fits in perfectly into this space. And then of course you have your freestanding gas range with an oven in it as well, also from Decor. Now let's take a step back here and take a look at this kitchen. So you have plenty of room to put some chairs or some bar stools. I actually like these chairs a lot because a lot of times, you know, they have some color in your chairs or maybe they're stools, but look how they blend in so nicely because they got that clear color to them. And then basically having that gold brass, right? The legs of the chairs contrast the flooring that you see in here, which is again is luxury vinyl plank. Now you got a pretty large size island with your sink basin. You have an upgraded faucet right there with the gold color on that faucet itself. And then over here, look, on your cabinetry, it is white. Now, on the one hand, white cabinetry is kind of going out of style, but you have to be able to use it the right way. And I think here they did a nice job of that because you have your custom backsplash. This is an upgrade right here. And of course, one of my favorite things is the pot filler. That's also an upgrade. You have your stainless steel hood. And then again, this is the same countertop that we saw in the bathroom is this grade, which is an upgrade itself. And so you have plenty of room here to utilize in your kitchen as far as counter space. And then you have the ambient lighting underneath that as well. Now, as we move over to this space right here, this is your drop zone, that mud room, which is perfect. So if you're like me, I have kids, I have to tell them to leave the shoes in the garage. So here you have a sitting area, right, where you can store some things underneath, some shoes and whatnot, and basically not have all the dirt track through the entire house. Over to the left is going to be your walk-in pantry. And look, this one actually has the clear see-through door, and up above you even have access into your attic space. So plenty of space to store things here in your pantry. And then right off of that is going to be your laundry room, which has a sink. Yet again, you're going to see that same quartz countertop that we saw in the kitchen, as well as the cabinetry that you see above your washer and dryer hookups. Now I'm going to show you the garage ever so briefly. Now this one here does have a lot of space. As for the garage itself, you're going to see you're going to have this 2-car tandem and then space for one more. You're going to have your tankless water heater over to the right. And then you even have a door leading to your backyard. So a lot of space here in this garage. I envision a lot of people using a majority of this space right over here, essentially for storage, and then being able to put their 2 cars in. But if you have a larger, and again, this is a pretty high ceiling, just like the house is 10-foot ceiling, so you can fit in your larger SUV in this garage, no problem, which isn't a bad thing because it does get windy up here. So if you want to keep your car clean, so not a bad idea to actually keep your car in the garage. I know that's a novel concept these days. Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. You're a trusted real estate agent here in Los Angeles. I've been doing this for over 21 years now, and fortunate enough to have over 250 5-star reviews on Google and Zillow alone. So what I always like to say, especially if you're looking to buy a home here in Southern California, whether it be new construction or resale, love to be able to help guide you through the entire process and reach out. We have so many different tools to be able to make this process so much easier for you. Now, especially when it comes to new construction, I always recommend using a real estate agent because, again, you don't pay anything. It's always the builder, number one. And number two, you want to be able to have someone not only to actually review all the documents, and there's, heaven knows, there's hundreds and hundreds of documents, especially up front, the contract to be able to review. That's for starters. And then also make recommendations to, things that, maybe this is where you should invest your money on one thing, maybe than another, right? So maybe a beverage refrigerator doesn't make sense, or doing the epoxy flooring to your garage, maybe spending $7,000 to $9,000 on that doesn't make sense. And I can kind of really tell you, like, hey, this is what buyers are going to be looking for down the road. And I can always accompany our new construction clients to the design center so we can kind of have that conversation in real time, because otherwise it can kind of be overwhelming, to be honest with you. So these are just some of the things that I like to do and kind of be part of and walk you through, because a lot of times things will come up that you may not have actually thought of before, and it's good to have an extra ear to be able to kind of talk that through and figure out what's actually best and the best way to be able to resolve it. I have a great relationship with all the builders here in Southern California. They all know me on a first name basis. They could all pick me out of a police lineup for sure, but at the same time, it's great because if there's a problem or anything that comes up, I can just give them a call and kind of reach out to them and kind of begin the process of solving a problem. So always here to help, basically hold your hand throughout the entire process. And it's something that I really, really, truly enjoy doing, kind of to make sure that you get the home of your dreams when it comes to new construction. All right, let's get back to the home tour. Enough of me talking. All right, so we're back here in this great room still. And one thing I do want to point out is one of my favorite parts of visiting new construction homes is seeing the lighting that they have in the kitchen over the island. And I love these oversized, basically pendant lighting, and it just really gives a lot of character to this home. So let me know what you think about that. All right, so over to your right, this is where you're going to have your living room area. And look at the sofas here. So a couple things. One, this is something that I talk about in a lot of our videos, is that I really like how this sofa is able to delineate the space. So it kind of separates the space. And at the same time, you have 2 really large sofas here, plus these 2 chairs over here. Love the color combination to go with the flooring. And then again, this is where you would put your oversized big screen TV or projector. So you have it all in this large, great room. Now, you do have the option of this optional outdoor room, but in order for you to be able to get these optional bifold doors, which are an upgrade, obviously, right? in order for you to do that, you have to be able to have the outdoor room. So that's a key caveat right there. But they are really beautiful. And this is one of the things, if I was going to be honest with you, when it comes to resale, that buyers really look for, whether it be this builder or others, or whether it be the bifolding doors or the stackable doors, right, leading to your backyard, because that just opens everything up. And again, how many times I pretty much sound like a broken record when we're talking about that indoor outdoor living space, basically your indoor space being extended as a result of how these doors open. And again, you live in Southern California where you can really enjoy great weather pretty much all year round. So over to the left, right behind here to the living room, is going to be your formal dining space. Now, one thing that I always think that drives me crazy, especially on resale, is, you know, when it comes to your dining room, you have to go out and find furniture, right, for your dining room. And a lot of times this is a china cabinet, a buffet, something to put all your dishes in. And right, obviously you don't want something that's going to look dated, something that's going to look from the 1950s or 1960s. So the fact that you don't have to worry, you don't have to buy an extra piece of furniture right here. You can store all of your china and you can expose it right here in these see-through cabinets. So your nicer glasses or china or crystalware is all being able to be seen right here, and be able to have your guests be able to see it as well. So let me know what you think about that. All right, so now we're going to make our way over into the primary suite, which is off the kitchen and the dining room area. So the first thing that you're going to notice here is going to be your vaulted ceiling, your recessed lighting. And once again, you're going to have your optional multi-slide doors here to go lead to the backyard. That's about a $7,500 more or less upgrade. You have your designer carpet in here also. So this is a pretty good space. You can see the size of this bed. And as we step back, we're here at around 11 o'clock in the morning, so you can see all the natural light that comes into this room. And then, of course, you can't have a primary bedroom, especially in a house that's over 3,000 square feet. Then you have to have your primary bath attached. You do so right here. So you immediately walk in, you're going to gravitate to your soaking tub. This does come standard. So let's talk about this primary bathroom. You're going to have two separate vanities here. So you have your dual vanities. You're going to have your upgraded quartz countertop and cabinetry. You have that modern look on your cabinetry, similar to what you have in the other bathrooms, as well as the kitchen. You're going to have the designer tile along here that goes right by your soaking tub. And then I like how it doesn't go up too high. It would look awkward, to be honest with you, if it went all the way from the floor to the ceiling, but it has that nice backsplash look. And then of course you have this vanity area over here. Now, take a look at the size. I'm going to step back so you can kind of really see it, and we're going to step inside in person here. So take a look at the size of this shower enclosure. The sitting bench is actually standard, right? But they actually have the designer tile right here, that hexagonal tile in the niche. And then you got that same designer tile down here that we commonly see. They have a smaller tile down here on the bottom of this shower enclosure. And then this is the designer tile work that they have going from ceiling to the floor. And then you may look at, well, hey, that looks pretty familiar, because it also takes place right here on the flooring of the bathroom. So you have a lot of upgrades in this bathroom. You have a lot of upgrades available to you. And then there's this walk-in closet. Take a look at the size of this closet. We're going to backtrack over here so you can see it from the other perspective. So you could easily put in a lot of built-ins. And to be honest with you, it's kind of hard to show in this video, but you could easily put a piece here in the middle to kind of basically have a chest of drawers that would be able to hold a lot of your valuables as well. So let me know what you think of this primary bathroom and bedroom. What do you think of this primary suite? All right, so now we're going to backtrack, right, as you see your linen closets right there, and then past the kitchen, the island, your living room. And then I owe you two more bedrooms. So that's what we're going to look at. Remember, this home is going to be 4 bedrooms total. So you can go left or right. we'll start by going left, right? And take a look at the design here on this wall. Now, obviously, this isn't something that you could have the builder do, but I dig it. I think it's really cool. I think my kids would actually really like this a lot if they could have this in their room. And then you have that awning field, you know, almost like as if you were in New York City or Paris. And then again, you know, your walls are going to come to you white, so you wouldn't be able to have the option to do this. You would have to do this yourself. Now, you are going to have this bathroom in the middle with the larger custom designer hexagonal tile pieces. And yet again, like we've seen in every bathroom, the same quartz countertop, which is an upgrade, as well as the cabinetry. And then you step on over into this bedroom. And again, they have the really cool designer wallpaper that's all custom. Take a look at the light fixture above. Really like what they did with that. So let me know what you think. Again, 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 3,141 square feet of living space. So the one thing I didn't tell you was that the home, you can either buy the solar or you can lease it. If you buy it, it's approximately about $30,000, does include a battery wall. When it comes to homeowners association dues, the HOA here is going to be about $384 a month at build out. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So that number will probably go down maybe a little further once they actually build out everything. And so again, like we talked about in the very beginning, that this community, this master plan community, over the course of 432 acres is going to have a total of 497 home sites. They've sold just over half right now when it comes to that. And they haven't decided when they're going to start the next phase to build basically the remainder of these home sites. And I'm guessing it's probably going to be between Q2 and Q3 of 2026 that they'll start releasing the home sites. And as we know, it usually takes 7 to 12 months for the builders to build out the home site, especially when you're talking about a dirt lot. So I think there's some things that they need to build out, you know, such as fiber optics, et cetera, et cetera. So those are some things to be able to keep in mind. Let me know what you think of this floor plan. Again, this is their largest single story floor plan. All right, so we're exiting into the backyard from the dining room. Now, this lot is obviously a lot bigger. I'd say on average here, the average lot size ranges between 7,000 to about 7,500 square feet when it comes to the land. This one probably closer to about 12,000 square feet. Now, heaven knows we've seen some incredible designs from new construction builders when it comes to their backyard, but this is going to be given to you as a dirt lot. Whereas the front yard, they can offer you something so you don't have to worry about that. But here in the backyard, this is going to be given to you as a blank canvas, a blank slate. And so you're going to have to decide what you want to do with it. We have some great contractors who've helped some of our new construction clients, whether it be putting in a pool or just hardscaping, right? These are a lot of decisions you're going to have to make when it comes to new construction. But it's also fun because you can customize your backyard the way you actually see fit. So again, this will be something that once you've picked out an architect, right, you will submit the designs to the homeowners association. And then once you've actually been approved by the HOA for those specific plans, then you can begin work on your backyard. And it's always exciting to see the end result. Now, most of these lots are pretty much pool size ready. So you could easily put in a pool here in the lots here at Williams Ranch. So, and this one here has a beautiful view, and you can even see Six Flags Magic Mountain down below. But of course, beautiful views of the mountains. And then of course, taking a look at this home from the rear of the property. Last but not least is this optional outdoor room. So I referenced it earlier in the interior of this home when I was talking about the optional stackable doors right there in the primary bedroom and the bifolding doors coming off right here in the living and dining room. And in order for you to be able to get those, you have to get this outdoor room. So basically like a covered patio, but it basically, again, like we were talking about on the inside, extends your indoor to the outdoor living space. Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. All right, so what did you think of this home? This is the Plan 13, part of the Ridgeline collection. That's 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, 3,141 square feet of living space. So this is a wonderful new construction home. Again, if you're looking for something that's single story here in LA County, I think a lot of people are going to gravitate to this home. So especially considering the fact what the price point is, right? So I think for a lot of people, this is going to be very attractive to a lot of people just to be able to live in this community. So if you want more information about this community or this builder, we're here at Williams Ranch by Williams Homes in Castaic. Let us know. And really important to mention too that they have 7 basically quick move-in homes that you can move into by the end of 2025. So in the event that you can basically get into one of these homes, they're going to offer you $50,000 flex cash. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to be able to, use it to reduce the price, but you can use it to buy down the interest rate. You can use it towards your closing costs. You can use it to pay off that $30,000 solar system. So there's a plethora of different ways that you can be able to use that $50,000 flex cash. And I think it's a great way to, great incentive. And, also they have great rates when it comes to their preferred lender as well. So if you want more information on the incentives or how to get into one of these homes, what the process is going to be, reach out to me. I'd love to help you throughout the entire process, whether it be here at Williams Ranch by Williams Homes, or basically just any new construction or resale home here in Southern California. Love to be your trusted source for real estate. I'm Scott Himelstein with the Scott Himelstein Group. Hope you enjoyed this home tour, and we'll see you on the next one.